Let's talk to Bryan Noble. He is the founder, it says here, of tradernoble.com, a day trading service giving you signals to trade the major markets. Bryan, very good morning to you.
Nick, thank you for having me.
Right, here we are, 2018. Volatility has returned, okay, and in recent days it's really returned, okay. Is this the top of the market? Jim Mellon sent out a tweet last week saying this was the beginning of the US global correction, okay. Is that the case, or have we still got a fighting chance?
We still have a fighting chance. You can see last night it looked like the Dow was going to close below the 200-day moving average, the S&P and the Nasdaq below the 50, and then Navarro's comments came out and suddenly we had a U-turn in the last 30 minutes and the Dow pulled back 200 of the 500 points it lost, closed over the 200-day moving average, which is key. The S&P 200-day or 50-day moving average is 27.15. We managed to close over that. The 100-day, which we bounced off yesterday, was 2700, and below that then we have the 200-day, which is 2670. So like it's only last week the Nasdaq made a new all-time high for like the 5th consecutive day in a row. Had a very bad day yesterday, but yet again it pulled back 50 points in the last 20 minutes of trading. So we're at key levels. Would I go short here? No. We've had the Dow's down over 1,000 points in 10 days. It's a lot. Certainly the Dow needs to get back over kind of 24,700 to get back on a firm foot. The S&P needs to get back above 2745 before we can a firm footing there. But I would still be a buyer against these moving averages. But if we do break them, then yes, I would agree.
Right. Now, as always, moving averages. Okay, the trend following systems will kick in on breaks below. Okay, what would you use? A 1 to 3% close, 2 days below, a weekly close below?
Well, the problem is every time we have broken, like when we broke it in April, everyone thought that was it. The S&P and the Dow had gone, and suddenly snap back. Then everyone who got short got caught big time, and then we end up running 100 points in the S&P. So it's extremely difficult to be short. I'm as bearish as hell of America. I think what Trump is doing, they've been all. I think he's right. I think they've been all right. They have been pulling the wool over their eyes for the last number of years. He is a businessman. I think he's playing hardball with the Chinese. He can't play too hard because he knows the Chinese own $1 trillion of their bonds. And yet the bond markets, if we look at the bund is still almost negative yield, which is incredible. 10 years into an alleged economic recovery, the bund is telling you there's trouble around the corner. We saw it with Italy. We've seen it with the bond yield spiking over there. So there's no real growth in Europe, which is the big problem. And then most of the jobs being created are yellow pack. No offence to the yellow packs, but it basically it's low wage. It's not high wage, which is causing huge problems. And it's not just in the States; it's global.
Right. Now, in terms of day trading, okay, often fundamentals basically move markets, then technicals or the sentiment, okay, then you get geopolitical and you get political, okay. Is this literally day trading, watching what Mr. Trump is doing?
His tweeting account.
Well, I didn't want to be that blunt, but
well,
social media.
That's what it is at the moment. It's incredible, the volatility when he's coming out, and he's not afraid to hit back. They're all afraid of him in the States. I spoke to a friend of mine in America yesterday, and apparently the CNN news that the Europeans watch, it's only 12% of the Americans watch it, which I didn't know that. So you swear CNN was the only news out there, and it's totally anti-Trump, allegedly. Right. So there's there's probably a misconception over here, but I mean he's loved over there. His popularity ratings are as high as Reagan, which you have to respect. I think a lot of what he does is wrong, but cutting the capital gains to 21%. I know in Ireland ours is 33%, and when we had it at 15%, everybody was honest, and the tax receipts went through the roof. Now at 33%, it's very, very, very difficult. And the other thing what Trump did, which people mightn't understand, the inheritance tax in Ireland is €310,000. In America, it was 5 million, and he upped it to 11 million per person. So everybody who's wealthy will want to live in the States.
Enjoy him. Okay, so finally, in terms of indicators that you use on a day-to-day basis, anything working really well at the moment, or anything working really badly, so don't touch that?
Well, the daily sentiment index I find is fantastic. It gave a buy signal, a buy signal in the euro, sell signal in the dollar 10 days ago. We hit 91% bulls for dollar, down to 9% bulls for the euro, and suddenly the euro hit a low 115.09 and then went up 200 points, more or less in a straight line. So that TSI, if you look at gold at the moment, it's down to gold bulls are one of the lowest on record. The managed futures accounts have got their smallest position since January 2016. So gold has a big trend line support at 1236. So I think if gold can get anywhere near into the 1240s, we're trading 1257 to 58 today. It's broken down below its May low. Amazingly, silver has not broken the 1605 low that made in May, so we have a bit of positive divergence there. I think, given the sentiment, I think gold, even though I'm not a gold bull, but I think there's room for a 5 or 6% rally in gold over the next few weeks.
On that note, young Bryan, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Nick.